It's not every day a business owner gets to meet a shark. We were fortunate to sit down with Shark Tank star, business owner, and investor Daymond John as he came to Sioux Falls today to speak at the annual luncheon for the Sioux Falls Convention and Visitors Bureau. Here's a look at our conversation. Well, welcome to Sioux Falls.
Thank you.
You got in yesterday, right?
I did.
So I know it hasn't been long, but initial impressions of the city, what do you think?
I don't have any yet because I got in late at night and then I had to get up fairly early in the morning, but I heard there's a lot of nice pheasant hunting.
Come back in a few months, maybe, and see that, yeah. What was the message here to the crowd, the visitor industry, lots of business people in the audience today? What do you want them to take away from this?
Well, you know, I have these points that I have and I know how to carve it out for the crowd, but I think that I do know a good amount about the area, but I haven't physically seen it because a good friend of mine is from the area. And I think that, you know, people need to understand how to educate other people externally about things because you have everything you need here. So I wanted them to take that away, but I also wanted them to take away personal matters too. Taking care of their health. Really, if they're loving what they're doing, you know, put the same love into their family. And, you know, you may think that these points are very simple, but they're not. You know, there are things that you often need reminding about, and especially hopefully there were some people there with their spouses that each other could nudge each other and they can make a plan to go home and alter their life just a little bit and improve their life. You
know, you said in your speech that you don't invest in companies, you invest in people.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing you look for in an entrepreneur?
I look for an entrepreneur who knows how to figure things out. They're a Swiss Army knife. They don't take no for an answer. They'll come up with various ways to conquer whatever the matter is, and people that you generally like. I mean, you know, a lot of people think that business is all about the number. It's more about the person. So whether you're being employed by somebody or whether you're investing in somebody, you want to know, can you sit next to them 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for the next 5 years? If you can't, then what business are you really going to do?
And you said on average, typical pitch, we see 8 minutes, but it's about an hour. Is that enough time to get that gut check on an entrepreneur?
No, it's not really. You know, you get the initial gut check on the entrepreneur. I like this person, but then you got to go back, and as much as you like the person, then you have to see if the numbers and all that shake out, obviously, later on. But you get only the gut you know, reaction on if I like the person.
And what's the biggest red flag in an entrepreneur?
The one who thinks that you are going to be a crutch, you're going to be someone they can lean on all the time for everything, like you have every single answer in the world. And you don't. You know, listen, I always say if I was so brilliant, and FUBU would be Nike. It's not, right? I have to figure things out. And if an entrepreneur thinks that now that they have you as a partner, everything's going to be solved, no, it still rests on them to take action.
You mentioned in your presentation, it doesn't necessarily take money to make money. And
right.
You know, that's something that we hear, especially in this part of the country, sometimes from entrepreneurs, they feel they don't have necessarily the access to the same type of investor pool that they might in a larger city. What do you think about that?
That's a big, fat excuse. Over 65% of the world's most wealthiest people are self-made men and women. That means they started with zero. And today you can hit the globe with, you know, with a phone. You have to, I didn't have money. Matter of fact, I didn't have money. I'm short, I'm a little round. I got left back in school. I'm dyslexic. My father left when I was a young kid. I didn't go to college. Why am I here?
Is there an industry out there that you think is ready for disruption that hasn't experienced it yet?
That's a good question. You know, I would have to think about that. Every industry is ready for disruption, but I'm gonna have to think about. That's a good question. Every industry is poised for disruption. Every industry. Yeah, 100%. I mean, but where's disruption going to come? I mean, if you look at the car makers, they thought another car would come out, but no, Uber came out and killed them. Right? So where's the disruption going to come from?
You also said there are no truly new ideas, new inventions out there.
Yeah, it's just another form of delivery. That's all it's going to be, is another form of delivery. Absolutely.
You gave some great advice, some great takeaways today. Is there anything you wish people had told you when you were just getting started that would have been a difference maker for you?
Oh my God, almost half the things I said there, but mainly I wish I would have been taught financial intelligence. You know, as kids, we're really not taught about financial intelligence, and then all of a sudden, at 18 years old, we can go out and create school loans and debt up to $300,000, and we on an education that we don't know if we actually need. You know, the stat is that today's kid graduating, 50% of them are gonna retire with a job title that doesn't actually exist today. So how do you go out and create a bunch of debt to study for something you don't know exists? Now, don't get me wrong, if you want to be an accountant, an attorney, or a physician, all right, you have laser focus. But, you know, the biggest challenge is financial intelligence. If you would have told some kids today, you know, 20 years ago, they were going to be drone operators or social media experts, they would have said, what are you talking about?
Yeah. You know, I'm sure Shark Tank obviously comes up all the time when you're out speaking and meeting with folks. At the end of the day, it's still a reality show. What's the biggest misconception that you find yourself having to dispel as you're out talking to people about entrepreneurship because of the show?
That yes, it is our money. If it was ABC's money, I'd give it to every single buddy. And no, we do not know those people. And yes, we have to operate those businesses. People think it's a game show half the time. They think it's somebody else's money. And no, you know, this young family's coming up. They're putting their life on the line. They've been doing it for 10 years, and they've leveraged everything in their life, their kids' college fund and everything else. And now they're up there and they need this help, and people think somehow it's a game. It's not a game. These are real people, these are real businesses, and these are real lives and futures on the line. And we are just honored to be able to, you know, take that ride with them if that dream is something we think we can be part of.
All right. Well, thanks for all you do for entrepreneurs. Thanks for visiting Sioux Falls. Great to have you, and
Thank you.
Hope you come back soon. Thanks
you.
very much. Of course, Daymond John was in town to celebrate the visitor industry at the CVB's annual luncheon, and Executive Director Terry Schmidt helped pull this all off. Congratulations on a great day.
Thank you.
And you know, what made you decide to bring Daymond John this year?
You know, it just struck me one night. I was watching Shark Tank, to be honest with you, and I just thought, wow, who better at selling and convincing and making the deal, and who could elevate us more to do more than a shark?
I love it.
I don't know, it just kind of happened.
Great idea. Good brainstorm. So what do you think? What do you think about how it went, the message?
Well, I thought the message was good. I mean, there was some direct messaging, but I thought there was a lot intertwined in the stories that he told. And additionally, how many speakers go 30 minutes over what they're contracted to do? So we got 90 minutes of learning from this gentleman. I thought it went well. I looked around the room, no one moved. They were listening, and that's what matters to me, is that other people were happy.
And he was pretty fired up about Sioux Falls. I know he didn't get to spend a whole lot of time here, but many times he called this a well-kept secret. He encouraged us to tell that story even more, so that's a great message too.
He did, and they did 2 phone calls with me ahead of time, and they spent a lot of time on our website. So I know they did their homework.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on another great event.
Thank you.
Really raising that bar, so we'll see what you pull
We have
up
to keep raising it. We
next
want
year.
to be more bold, and we want to
yeah.
elevate Sioux Falls in the world.
Absolutely. And by the way, it's Terry Schmidt Day today, as proclaimed by Mayor Paul Tenhaken at the luncheon.
Gosh.
To her great surprise. It was a wonderful
Yes.
moment and a great day. So
Yes.
congratulations and
Thank
happy
you.
Terry Schmidt Day. Thanks so much for watching. You can find, of course, lots more tourism and visitor industry related news on our website. So check that out, www.SiouxFalls.Business.